Hello, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? It is 3:07 p.m. on April 27th, Monday. It is midday with Moss, minus Moss. Hopefully, he'll be joining us shortly. My name is Tom Vaughn from Gotham Trinity Productions. What's going on? Moss about the Donna. This is his show. He's going to be here. He's busy handling business. Hopefully, really good business actually. For his sake. But yeah, this is midday with Moss. Also joining us today is Christina Fisher from Techie Geek, also on the program.
That was a great cut.
I mean, I'm speaking mid sentence, and he just gets rid of me. That is actually your perfect avatar. Did you give that to Mike for you to do?
Well, we got them created. We got them created through Design Pickle. We had custom illustrations, so that's actually like a photo I had taken, and they just turned it into an illustration.
Which is very cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. So Mike just
really
whipped that little thing up for 2 seconds, whatever.
Opening animation, as we like to call it in the business.
Yep.
What are you up to today, there, Christina? How was the past Breakfast with Bloomy, and what'd you do?
It's been all right today. Today is get me out of the house, I want to kill someone type of day.
Yeah.
I'm like really getting it. Like this weekend, I didn't leave my bed all weekend, like literally with the section of like getting food or whatever. But it was like it's getting depressing, man. I need to get out.
Yeah, and we said that this morning for everyone that's watching. Listen, share us in your comments here. Share us on your page. This is Midday with Moss. Share the page, facebook.com/techgeek. We are live. We're going to talk about something we talked about this morning. Is how everyone's going nuts at this point, right? Where the numbers, there's good news that was been reported. Talk about what industries are going to open up: manufacturing, construction. Once the quarantine lifts, May 15th. Good things are going on. Moss is on the phone. Obviously, this is his show, but he's on the phone getting some great news from Tottenham High School, so things are good. So that's good news. Mike Bloomy, I hope you can hear us. I think we can bring in our guest joining us from Integration Charter Schools. He is a principal over there, Ryan Mellis. Principal Mellis. Excuse me, Principal Mellis joins us. How are you, buddy?
Hey, how are you, Todd? Christina, Todd, thank you guys. Mike, and I guess Moss when he gets here. Thank you guys for having me on the show. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, man. How you holding up? Let's start with you first. How are you and your family feeling, including your 1-year-old?
Yeah, so actually just celebrated a birthday from my 1-year-old, and April 13th he turned 1. So that was a little different, but luckily he doesn't know too much about what's going on in the real world. So yeah, it's just, kind of missing family members, missing, siblings, parents, and just having some of that extra support. So everything, it's going all right, though. Thank God I could work from home. We actually started our online distance learning program for school. So, but me, I'm trying to hold up, having a marriage, having a job, having a kid, and everything else.
So, Ryan, let's talk about that a little bit, that transition for someone like yourself, principal, teachers, students, the physical setting, classroom setting, we're stuck at home. What's the feedback? How is it affecting you? And how are you managing it first? And then give us feedback from teachers and students.
Yeah, I think I think it's a bit of a shock. I think when you, I'll start at the back end. I think when you have a staff and a high school, filled with students, I think telling them that the world's going to be a little different, that your routine, and I think everybody gets very comfortable with the routine. I think when you let them know that that's completely changing, and now you have to go into training for distance learning and online courses, and how that's going to look different. As a high school, especially as a transfer high school, which is what we are, as a transfer high school, that can be devastating, for students to kind of get out of their routine, not knowing I'm going to wake up, go to school, come home. And
And I think kids thrive off having a routine. Like that's something that you kind of have to set in early on and, like have like that structure and that, reliability of what to look forward to every day, because that sets you up for success as an adult. So having to rip that out from underneath them and then they're kind of just like thrown to their own devices and thrown to the wolves and expect them to do it on their own, it's hard.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think changing a routine isn't easy for anybody, adults included. Now, when you're telling a 16, 17-year-old, student who's going through not only the pressure of graduating high school and the competitiveness in the real world, looking forward to college and graduation and what that next step looks like, now you throw a curveball and say, well, you've just gotten used to what you've been doing for the last, 12, 13 years of your life. Next week, it's going to completely change. And that's a shock to anybody's system.
Exactly.
So I give the students, I give the staff, I give everybody who's, experienced this, online distance learning. And everybody's doing, what they can and is doing a really good job with what the hand that they're dealt.
Yeah.
Sure.
And and you represent Integration Charter Schools, correct?
Yeah. So Integration Charter Schools is an umbrella of a few different programs that we have, a few different educational schools. Actually, the school that I'm principal of is called New Ventures Charter School. Within Integration Charter School, there's Lavelle Prep. There is New Ventures Charter School, which is the school that I'm principal of. We actually have the Nicotra Early College program, which just opened up last year. And now they're opening up Richmond Prep Charter School, which should open not this coming September, but September of 21. So all the schools have different niches. We all serve different population of students. Like I said before, New Ventures is a transfer high school. So the school, like, some of the larger public schools on the island, Tottenville High School, Wagner High School, may not be for every student. Some might get lost in a school of 4,000 kids. Some might have, social emotional challenges. Some just need more one-on-one attention. And we provide that. We have a very small school. Right now, our projected goal is 180 students, which is probably a hallway for some of these other buildings. Some of their gym classes have more than 180. So, but we've been very successful. There's actually only 56 transfer high schools in all of New York City. And our graduation rate out of 56 ranks number 2. So we've been very successful, especially with the students that we've been able to enroll into our program. And it's not for everybody. We don't have a big football program like some of these other big schools. If we did, we would need our whole school to participate. But, but again, there's pros and there's, advantages and disadvantages to every program out there.
Right. And I believe a lot of your kids were able to flip the switch right away. A lot of them already had devices, didn't they? Wasn't the technology switch pretty easy for you guys?
Yeah, so every one of our students, we offer them a school laptop, and we purchase that to make sure that the students are successful. We make sure that they have the technology not only in school but at home, and all the resources that they need to be successful. As much as I don't agree with really pounding the kids with a plethora amount of homework. We still want to make sure that any research, any projects that they're completing on their own, they have all the tools and resources to be successful.
Okay.
So we offer them, the laptop. And what I do is that I'm actually offering the students a deal. If they hold up their end of the bargain, they go to school every day, they complete their work, they ask questions, nothing out of the ordinary. I take it out of our own budget and I purchase the laptop so that they're successful in college or whatever post-secondary option that they choose to go on to.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
Nice. Little incentive. Hey, listen, hang on to the program, be active, get the stuff done. And that's a great reward. That's awesome.
Right at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah. So, and again, our program's a little different, that we understand, what are some of the most challenging aspects, of school for our students. A lot of the times it's just, I have to take care of my sibling. I have to get up at 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. I just can't do that right now, So what we do, our program actually starts a little later at 12 noon.
Wow.
Yeah. And when we're back in our building, the students are dismissed at 7:08, at night. So it's just moving those 8 to 3
later,
Wow.
a little later.
Interesting.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry, Chris.
No, I was just saying that's interesting.
Yeah, so it's helping them out. It's also engaging them a little more. Why? We're not stuck in a building. Our students start off with a fieldwork class at 12 o'clock, and for a couple hours, let me give you an example. When when businesses were open, they were, having class at the Brielle, assisted living facility, and they were learning about, what we put into our bodies now can affect, later on in life. They were learning about diseases, that can happen to our brain, Alzheimer's disease, so they were engaging with the residents over at the Brielle, which really is making education much more interactive. It's making it more engaging for the students so that they're not listening to a teacher lecture for 2 hours.
That's why kids don't want to stay in school, because they don't have that incentive to actually enjoy their time there. It's as dull and boring as can be. So you sound like you guys are really doing something to make these kids involved and kind of enjoy their school for the most part,
Yeah, and other programs, they don't go to that first class, like I said, at 12 o'clock. They go to one of our community partners. So the Brielle is only one of them. We have the conference house. Everybody knows the history of the conference house. So really, we try to tie what the standards are to New York State to the location of where, we're having these classes. And it really makes it for engaging content. They're learning about history, living in history at the conference house. We're at the escape room. We try to really think outside the box. So we learn about some of the, how we escape slavery, how we escape depression, understanding some of the challenges back then. And also, some of the escape tactics, that come with some of the skilled rooms at the escape room.
Plus, they definitely get your mind stimulated, those rooms.
Yeah, exactly.
Either way, you're getting a brain workout.
Exactly. Partnership, with Amazon. We just have so many communications now within the community of Staten Island.
Nice.
That allows our students. So we have a culinary arts program that the students are actually cooking at the Above Catering Hall right on South Avenue.
Oh, nice.
So it's a state-of-the-art kitchen up there. They're actually cooking the meals. They're learning about the chemistry of cooking. They're learning about the history, about the different cuisines around the world, writing restaurant critiques, taking the standards of ELA, putting it there. So there's just so many outside-of-the-box ideas that we're thinking about and constantly improving our curriculum.
And evolving it and changing it.
Yeah, and evolving it. And Fridays, the students, they don't go to field works. They don't go to their, evening courses. We're actually partnered with 77 businesses around Staten Island that they're going to internship for credits.
Oh, nice. Good.
So they earn credits. They are interning, let's say in a government office. I mean, what better way to earn and learn about government, earn the credit that you need, than actually working in, let's say Michael Cusick's office or Joe Borelli's office or, Senator Lanz's office. I mean, these are just experiences that you can't get out of a textbook or, sitting in a lecture hall.
Yeah, definitely.
Right.
So.
Perfect, man. That's
It's it's been very successful. And again, we want to keep the program somewhat small and not grow to 4,000 kids like some of these other schools.
My Tottenville graduating class was like 1,200 kids. It's crazy.
It's crazy. I know. It's very, and you know what? That's sometimes that works. But for the students that we're serving, definitely the one-to-one attention that not only I'm able to give now. If I had 4,000 kids, I would never be able to be on the phone, talk to every parent, talk to every student, know everybody one-to-one.
Know their name.
Know their names every time, because we have an interview process for the student to, enroll into the program and just some of the requirements that they have to meet. Every time I ask, I said, have you ever sat down with the principal? No, I haven't really seen them. And it's, sometimes it motivates them when they see my face, when I have all these crazy handshakes with them and I call them, on the phone at night and see how them and their families are doing and holding up. It gives a little bit of an emotional support to them as well.
Which is very important, which is very cool. Yeah. Not principals. I guess, especially in the larger schools, it's like they kind of get lost. They're just the ones who sign the bottom of a note that goes out to your parent or something. That it becomes, that's the only way. Oh yeah, I see his signature.
The principal is basically like the warden of the school, like it's someone that you fear and you don't want to have to talk to or run into or, ever have to have a conversation with if you don't have to. So like, it's cool that like he's setting it up so that like he's a principal that like kids can count on and kids can talk to. And, it's a whole different perspective and it's a whole different experience for those students. So they're definitely blessed. They should feel grateful.
Yeah, and a lot of them do, and not only the students, but the parents, and sometimes, pretty much all the time, it's not the other principal's fault. It's that's a difficult task, to have 4,000 kids and a couple hundred staff members. It's very overwhelming. For that. But I did something that you brought up, Christina, is that we don't have deans, in our school. It's the principal. We do have a school coordinator who's amazing, a couple leaders in our program, but that's all. A security guard who wears a polo shirt, a retired NYPD guy who just really bonds with the students. To this day, we haven't had a single physical altercation in our hallways. It's just the type, and to say that as a high school in New York, not only on Staten Island, but it says a lot about the culture, that we've been able to build over the last 5 years that, since its inception.
That's great. It's astounding. And I'm sure that these kids also, on another hand, like, because you have built that relationship with them and you've taken the time to get to know them, they don't want to let you down. I'm sure they want to, graduate and make it through and have these opportunities because, that sets the precedent for the kids that come after them. And, they're able to say, like, instead of, wow, this principal sucks, they can warn the kids of the year for them. No, he's a great guy. Like, really listen to him. He's,
Yeah.
That's something that a lot of kids, I'm sure, like, wish that they had, but they don't know how to, like, outwardly ask for, and they don't really know how to, like, if you don't know what people's situations are at home, I know when I was in school, sometimes I would have died for an adult to talk to and just have someone to, like, vent to every now and then. So if you could just be there for these kids and just give them, like, a real, like, look at the future and feel hopeful for them, that's enough for some kids,
Yeah, and a lot of times, you know what, I got to be honest, because that'll stick with the student much more than what they learned in their Algebra 1 class.
Yep. I have one teacher in Tottenville that I will never forget her for my entire life, just because she left that impression on me. And, she made me feel like she was someone that I could always talk to, and always, like, if I had to cut class to go to her class because some shit was going on, like, that would be okay. Like, that's something that kids need. You can't always run to your parents to tell them everything, but if you have someone who's older that you need to, like, get their judgment on a situation that you can trust, that's so important.
Yeah, I value experiential education over just what a textbook is going to teach you. So wellness, which is part of, like, I would say the health curriculum when we grew up, is very important. We actually talked about bringing in some DBT, which we've done for the last few years now, which is kind of helping students in different situations. When we're feeling angry, how do we not lash out? When we're feeling overwhelmed, what are some strategies that can help us
navigate those emotions?
Navigate those, because that feeling overwhelmed, that feeling angry, that feeling like I just can't take this anymore, that's not going to stop after high school.
Nope, it's only going to get harder.
It's only going to get harder.
I feel like, what a breeze, what an idiot I was, like.
Yeah, but learning how to handle, situations like that is, I would say, even more important than learning, what the volume of the room that I'm in is.
Of course, that's the way you're gonna get yourself through life, is knowing how to navigate those situations.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like your real world application of bringing them in learning environments, as opposed to just a classic desk and a blackboard and chalk or whatever, and bringing them to the conference house and bringing them here and there and getting them so absorbed in the scene while also doing making it applicable to, like you said, in the cooking class, while also knowing how to read and using ELA or whatnot. Or I just think it's really cool. The other thing I wanted to bring up, I mentioned that I've been watching this, is 13 Reasons Why. I don't know if you've seen that on Netflix. It's from
I haven't
Paramount.
watched it. I know the show you're talking about, though.
It's for anyone who's in high school, whether you're in high school, educator, a counselor, a principal, a coach. You have to watch this show because it sheds light on not every topic, but some very popular topics of high school that, Ryan, I feel you're able to grapple with a lot easier because of your class size. Like these kids in the school, all their problems and all their internal battles and grief and all the insecurities that they have and the nonsense and how mean people can be. They go through bullying, sexual assault, the introverts versus the extroverts versus the jocks, the cheerleaders, the photographer, the quiet person, the popular guy, and it's you're describing the show, the opposite of the show, right?
Yeah,
you're able to get a better handle on it.
Yeah, so, and it's very watching the show was and I watched all the series, and it was a little difficult for me to watch because those are things I go through as an administrator. Those are things some of my counselors go through on a day-to-day basis. I can't tell you the histories of some of our students that are living on Staten Island, from like what you said. I mean, some dealing with sexual assaults to physical abuse to neglect to it's a little different than my upbringing, and I'm sure some of yours. Hearing some of these stories are just it's emotional. It'll tear you up. But again, it's why I got into education. And it's why I see some of the flaws in some of these bigger programs that is, that they don't really focus on that so much. A lot of principals are focused on, I got to get my graduation rate up. I have to get my, my enrollment numbers
the Regents rates up. All those things,
and what's happening to these kids? They're just being passed through and they're being swept under the rug. And, from 13 Reasons Why is, these students are going through things without that support, from these programs, without that one-on-one attention, which is why I felt it so necessary to keep, New Ventures and all of ICS programs as small as they are, because if it was a school of 4,000, we couldn't give that support, and we would just be another program such as in 13 Reasons Why. And we have to stop doing this. Our students, they need us. When they come to us, they're kind of waving the white flag. I don't know what to do. Where do I go from here? Some of the parents in tears saying, I'm going to lose my child.
It's do or die.
I don't want to get a phone call from the police saying that, we have your child in custody, or even worse, they hurt themselves. And a lot of times that New Ventures track is the light for them and really, guides them to that successful path. And when they graduate, it is just, it is like so emotional. There's not a dry eye in the crowd. Sure. And that's why we have to make it, as special as possible. But what do they remember from us? The support, that we land, those relationships. I always value relationships over rigor. And, those are the things that we take with them. And we don't stop that not only when they graduate, we continue that after graduation. I still have kids, I have a Google Voice line, and I still have kids calling me saying, hey, can I come visit? Can I visit? Can I talk to the kids now? And that's really like the special piece, because you're taking a student who hated going to some of these other programs.
Right.
And now you're like, all right, you could come in again. I get it. Sometimes it's harder to get them out of the building here, but I'd rather that way than the other. So
Definitely.
That's awesome, man. Yeah. That's very cool. Mike, you were going to say something. I kind of jumped you, Mike.
Thank you.
Mike's still trying to figure out.
Well, I'm doing. I've reset up my setup here, so
we see that you keep zooming in and out.
There you go.
I have a new. Go ahead.
Moss slimmed down so much that we're not seeing him. That's crazy.
Yeah, I guess he's working a deal here, so I'm actually excited for him. He needs an injection of positive energy, positive vibes, and he needs a good, hey Moss, we need you, and he just wants to go. I mean, that's just, I mean, I've known the guy now well for a month. I've known him for a few years. I've known of him for 25 years, but to see him like he's like stuck and he's like, I gotta get out, I forget out. You know, he's going nuts. So you know, someone brought up Jennifer on the side here. Emotional wellness is so important. Kids in Baltimore are using meditation and yoga in lieu of suspension for bad behavior. I actually Gotham did a video with someone who we've had on program twice that she beat COVID. Her name is Megan Corrigan, and she's at IS 72 or 75, is it? And there she teaches a yoga and meditation class. Ryan,
really?
Mike, do you have any programs like what Jennifer's saying? She's saying it specifically, instead of suspension for bad behavior, do yoga and meditation. I'm saying, do you have a program in general, or is that something you guys might do? I see you guys offering something like that, whether it's for in lieu of suspension or just because these kids just want to need a break. What do you think?
Yeah, it's a good point, and thank you, Jennifer, for letting us know that. And I'm glad that it's in Baltimore, and more, more cities and states should be using this as a I would say in lieu of a suspension. Suspensions do not work. Let me just be bold and say that out of school suspensions, they do not work. What does it do? It unmotivates the students. If I have a student that comes in, with paraphernalia or have done something behavior-wise, in school, just suspending them for a day, for a week, or whatever that is, it's not going to solve a problem. Okay. Even I started, immediately coming in, when the students come back, from their suspension, you could have a re-entry meeting, but to be honest, it's not really going to solve the issue as to what went wrong, and solve it for the future.
Underlying issue why this kid's acting out for one reason or another. So until you figure that out, just putting him in timeout is not going to, get to the core of that. It's
not going to do that. Let's be honest. If a student comes in, with drugs into the school, 17, 18-year-old student, if I suspend them for a day or a week, what are they going to do for that day or week at home?
It's probably going to do more worse than good, honestly, in the long run, too.
100%. Right, I'm with you.
Exactly. So what we've done is we've actually done extensive training in restorative justice. And not only that, but creating restorative justice, these RJ circles, where the staff are taking part of it. Myself as principal, I'm part of all the RJ circles. Our, the student who was, who was part of the bad behavior or the incident, has to be part of that. And the parents as well. We think that it's not only coming from the school or at home, but that we have to really work as a team in order to get to the, root of the problem. And if we don't work as a team, it's going to fall off one way or another. Yeah. So these RJ restorative justice circles, it's a very organized conversation that we have. And instead of suspension, we have these conversations with the students, which I talked about all the parties that are part of this. And what takes place are, what happened, the situation, how we felt, during that time. And it goes around, and every single person in this circle gets an opportunity to talk. So you're not just putting the student in the spotlight and not just calling them out for it. But we all kind of take responsibility, for what went on. And then at the end, the biggest part of it is, moving forward, when we have these feelings come up or when we're feeling the way we did, how can we be proactive as to not take, such extreme action in whatever the case may be as to what got them in trouble. Yep. So we have had huge success with restorative justice versus out of school suspensions. We found that providing the out of school suspensions, it would just keep reoccurring. And I'm questioning myself. I said, as the principal, what, the student was suspended 2, 3, 4 times. Are they not understanding? Why isn't it sinking into their head? Do I have to suspend them a 5th time? No. And no. And the answer is no, because what would happen? Not only are they, most importantly, missing out on instruction for that day, but understanding, and we're not helping them with when they're feeling that way the next time, because data shows that they are feeling that way, a second, a third, a fourth time. So
for sure, patterns don't lie, and people act out in different ways, especially kids who don't know how to channel that.
Yeah, so it's a very cool idea, Jennifer. Thank you, so much for showing me that. We've definitely been on board, and we've seen a huge impact on the, on the limited data that we have that's decreasing every year, every month, every day from these restorative justice practices that we're implementing. So thank you.
Do you guys do any type of athletic or do you guys have any type of sports? Because I'm curious, you guys obviously don't have the sports teams like you described, but do you guys do any? I'm sure you guys have some physical activities outside and throwing the ball around, kicking the ball around, whatever it may be, right?
Yeah. So as part of the part of high school requirements, students need to achieve 44 high school credits in specific areas, and still pass their 5 mandated high school regions. So what we're looking at is they still need those phys ed credits, right? How they're getting them looks a little different. We do not have a in Corporate Commons 2 and then hopefully Corporate Commons 3 when it's finished building. We don't have a regular gymnasium, that you see, the full basketball court. We don't have access to that, but we are very, I would say, creative in how we offer our phys ed. Let me just go back a second and tell you where that's actually taking place. So we talked about from that 12 to 2:30 time that the students are in field work. What we do is we hire a private bus company with coach buses that pick up the students from these sites. There's not many, maybe 8 or 9 sites on Staten Island, and they bring them back into the teleport, which is where our home base is. Now, those evening courses run about 45, 46 minutes, and that's where they're getting their Regents prep, help, because they still have to pass their 5 Regents examinations.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's where they're getting their phys ed. That's where they're getting their, wellness, what we spoke about before. That's where we're offering them a school dinner. From that, I would say about 3 o'clock to 7 o'clock time frame, and from that, from that time frame, that's where they're getting their additional credits versus the core courses that they're taking in the fieldwork study. So, just wanted to kind of give you a little mental picture of what the schedule looks like. Now, the phys ed classes, we utilize some of the outside area. We put up, some basketball hoops. We also, when they're inside, we're working on plyometric exercises. We're doing, a lot of kind of P90X style, video exercises. So we're trying to get creative with it. And each year we get more and more creative with it, teaching not only phys ed, but sex ed, and some of the risks, designed to that. It's a little different than Mean Girls, where the principal comes in and says, don't have sex or you will die. We don't do that.
Okay. That's great.
What's up, Mas?
Nice of you to join us.
Principal Mellis, I'm sorry, and I will come to the principal's office virtually and get yelled at for being late.
Yeah, we were just talking about it. Maybe we'll go back to the suspensions just for Mas.
Yes, he needs it.
He was talking to a more important school, he said.
Hello.
Ryan, let me explain something to you.
You
look at Bloomy, you look at Todd, and Christina's joining us. What's up, Chris?
I'm here like almost every day. Are you?
I'm not saying nothing. I'm trying to be nice. You know what it is, right? Every once in a while, I have to work. Being considered non-essential, and my business is in phase 98, and we may return to work by 2050. The way these idiots talk on Facebook, not these idiots, the other ones in office. If I actually get a business call, I have to take it. Most of them, they don't come in too often, but when they come in, I got to actually answer the phone.
I hear you.
But thank you for being a guest. I apologize for, being late. I'm sure frickin' Frock took care of it as best as they could. But you're lucky you came in on a Monday because
took care of a lot of it.
Yeah, I was on a call with North.
Right.
I had a call that started early and they escalated. But more importantly, What is going on? I didn't realize how short Todd was. He looks like a midget on that chair.
Well,
Where are you?
Chair?
Yeah,
He's
what
on
are
a
you
big
on?
couch.
Not a
He's on a
chair.
couch.
The
Look
back
how,
of the
but
bed.
look how much
Oh, the
taller
bed.
is than him.
He's on his
The
bed.
bed. The back of the bed. Yeah. Let's. Yeah. Okay. Moving on.
You look very.
We know I'm a
It
midget.
looks-
All right. Moving on.
It looks like you're on
I'm a
one of
midget,
those like
thank you.
big king couches, and you just can't fit.
I like it, Todd. I'm on T Bavona.
Thank you, Ryan.
Yeah, I like it.
Ryan,
you do not want to
Charter
do it.
Schools. We're going to be doing some work together.
Exactly.
Right, you don't want to go against us because we just cut him right out. You see?
Oh,
Go.
wow.
So rude. So rude. See, new kid on the block, Ryan.
He does it to us all the time.
Bye-bye, fucko.
Stop. He's just constantly coming back. Listen, Todd. All right. I got both of your sides because I don't want to be kicked off of midday and a half with Moss here.
Half a day with Moss.
Yeah.
Guys,
So
first off, I was on the phone with a client that
Can't even bust his chops. He just immediately goes into defense mode.
Seriously, guys. Seriously, I was on a call. Seriously,
Tom, Mike. Number one, my normal phrase is respectfully. If you start any conversation with respectfully, you can be like, Mike, respectfully, go fuck yourself. If you start
That's like saying no offense. Go fuck yourself.
respectfully.
Let's get politically correct.
Respectfully.
Get out of here.
So
half day. I'm
Go
seeing
ahead.
some of the comments. Yeah, Moss is definitely not off today.
no.
No, he's
Cosmo.
not going.
Wait a minute, my good friend Cosmo from Montalbanos. It must be nice to be off on a day. You work me like a farm animal all weekend. Okay. And where are you at 9 o'clock? Back here at my desk.
did you have to see the chiropractor again today?
No, but I'm sore, man. Holy shit, my arms, my legs.
Todd will come over.
Maybe he can walk on my back.
Yeah, you'll barely know I'm there. I'm like an ant, apparently.
I
Now,
wanted to know specifically. I know, Mike. I know you have young kids. I'm not sure, Christina, but I know Moss does. I really have to give, some of the credit out there to the parents. Some of them a lot working from home, dealing with some of the stresses of what's going on with COVID. And not only that, but keeping a routine for their kids, with schoolwork. And I know Moss is doing it. Moss, I know Dez is going crazy doing, 4 or 5 different things at one time. So, how's that been going?
So I will tell you that I need to give credit where credit is due. My wife has done an amazing job, maintaining her classroom with her co-teacher. Desiree is a special ed teacher. Her co-teacher is the general ed teacher, and they work in a hard neighborhood. And my kids have done, my son and daughter, they go to Catholic school. They're great. I mean, Carly, 8 a.m. Monday through Friday, her and her friends are on working as a team. Massimo does, Massimo is rather, he's very advanced. He was actually, we were advised to maybe have him tested for gifted and talented and all this other stuff.
No, in school, not hockey.
No, we're talking about both.
No, I know.
Massimo is in first grade reading at like an 8th grade level. So Massimo actually had to teach Carly and her friends their science lesson the other day because they didn't understand it. So he's a relatively smart kid. They're doing good. I mean, I'm very, very, very lucky. The kids listen. My wife is, she deals with my bullshit, which all 4 of you know. I'm not the easiest to get along with, but they in my house, everything is under control. I will tell you that I feel bad for the teachers. I don't think they'll ever see a snow day again. I think the way they teach is going to be different. I think if a kid is sick, he or she, a student, let's be politically correct, is sick, I think he or she is going to be required to, log in remotely. I don't think I'm home sick today and I'll do my work tomorrow is going to work anymore. But everything changes. Roy, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree. And you're right. I mean, give credit where credit is due. And I was just saying a little before, to Mike,
Right.
Christina, Todd,
My underlings? Okay, I got you.
It's very difficult, to not only, keep up with a business, that you have to run or your job at home, but now to make sure that now to make sure that your child is not falling behind educational, in their education. It's extremely difficult. The teachers, what we've done, we don't also have a program here at New Ventures where we're sending packets home, we're sending a worksheet home and say, get it to me by the end of the week. We're having live instruction. So not only that, but meeting those state standards, having instruction that's providing the students opportunities to be engaged, projects that we're performing around Staten Island to help out in this time of crisis is part of our education. So we're trying to not miss a beat from, when we left off in that brick and mortar building that we were working in, and now going into online education. That's very difficult to not miss a beat and to basically motivate 16, 17, 18-year-old kids who were probably, in the first place saying, school's not for me anyway, as a transfer high school, now getting them to be even more engaged in this online instruction. It's very difficult. The staff at New Ventures and ICS has been phenomenal. The parents that we work with are incredible. They're reaching out every day, and our students, I can't say enough about them. But when we come out of this, I've said it once, I'll say it again. When we come out of this, we'll be more knowledgeable. We'll be ready if hopefully this never is the case again. But if we're ever dealt, a hand that we are today, we're going to be able to tackle it head on, and we're not going to be able to miss a beat. So
good. That's awesome, man. Very, very cool. Mike, you've been a man of very few words. Please ask a question.
Ask a question. Is that a Mellis hat you're wearing?
Yeah, M. No, I don't. Supposedly, I got this from one of the golf stores. I don't know, Matthew or something like that. I don't even know the golfer. I just liked it because M stands for Mellis. But
yeah,
if I take this off, you don't want to see.
I don't know if you had your own logo created.
No, this actually is the school.
Oh, is it?
The apparel?
Yeah, the Stingrays, right? Yeah.
Stingrays.
I like the color. I like the green and white. Who does that?
Yeah, that's
Wagner?
good. Yeah.
Newdorp is green and white.
Newdorp is?
Wagner's blue.
Wagner, yeah, they're the Seahawks. Tottenville's purple.
Can you trademark colors? Like, do you have to fight with other schools for the colors?
No, not really fight with schools. Every school pretty much has their own trademark colors. When ICS opened about 11 years ago, their colors for some reason was the green, white, and actually I'm missing the orange color, but there's like a tint of orange there as well.
Oh, really?
So it's kind of like University of Miami.
Oh, cool.
See, and I like the Stingray. It's a good mascot. I was a seagull. No one's scared of a seagull.
Not really.
Mike,
I don't know. Listen, unless you're Steve Irwin, I'm not sure if you're scared of a stingray either. But it was actually, I allowed, when New Ventures opened 5 years ago, I actually allowed our students to vote for what they wanted the mascot to be. The students came up with the stingray because there was some significance in, even in rough waters, the stingray is able to alter their course, and there's significance that they're able to kind of go with the waves and still persevere amongst hard situations. So it's really what like New Ventures is built around. But I have to give it to one of our former graduating seniors for coming up with that. So
and I had the pleasure of coming to the school, and it's definitely different walking around the school. I gotta say, all the teachers, all the staff, everyone is like talking to the kids, the handshakes, the hi. It was something very different than you're used to seeing in school, right? I remember being in school, a teacher walked by, I was like, oh, see me there. Everyone was like, all, how are you, talking? We had, and the school, it's gorgeous. And you don't expect to see a school in corporate commons. So like you're in office buildings, and then all of a sudden you come up, you're like, wait, there's a school here. And it went from like one building into a next, and it was very cool. And I can't wait to see what you do with the, I saw the plans for the new school, but I get to see it when it's done.
Yeah, Corporate Commons 3 is going up. We expect to be in there. We don't know, the date, that it's going to be finalized, but, the coaches are definitely, definitely pushing that forward. And as quickly as possible, we're going to be in there. We have about 3 floors of that new building, state of the art.
It's beautiful. I have a picture of it. Let me pull
it's
that
phenomenal. Yeah.
Can we rename the school after me without dying?
Oh, that's the Star Wars building.
It looks exactly like it.
Yeah.
If you drive by, it really like the shape of it is definitely whoever designed it was a Star Wars fan and didn't realize they were copying the Jawa vehicle. Right?
Yeah, no,
You drive by. It doesn't have that similar.
I actually think the architect studied in China.
Wait. Let's be serious for a second.
What, 25%?
Correct.
25%?
Respectfully,
this is going to get into a political war. Here we
go.
go.
Problem, and I got to give credit where credit is due. MAGA. Thank you. I see every line of yours together, Moss. It works together.
It was very well done, actually.
25% of Staten Islanders are immune to this because they only tested 7,500 of us.
Immune to you or immune to the virus?
Nobody's immune to Moss.
Nobody. What do you mean? You're going to need an elephant gun to kill me, not a virus.
So this is a good point.
Wait 1 second. Jennifer, I am challenging you to create a comment that fills the whole screen because you're getting close.
Yeah, you're getting there. So your next comment needs to be able to fill the entire
screen.
I like it. I'm reading through it, and I want to be able to respond, to a lot of them. I know George. George is definitely right. I mean, you hit it spot on. Is that these kids are now calling me saying, "I didn't realize how much I missed school." It gives them not only like that sense of routine that I said before, but that sense of even socializing with friends, with teachers. I mean, with humans instead of in their own homes talking to their pets.
Right. Yeah.
So it's a good point. Common Core is definitely a pain in the ass, George. I agree with you on that.
But now that's dead in the water, right?
But
that's what I heard.
Common Core, it's not dead in the water. They're actually moving towards what they call next generation standards. There are some, I would say, a lot of similarities. I would say some differences in Common Core to what they're actually moving to the next generation standards. But they got so much pushback on the Common Core from administration, from teachers, from parents, from principals that I think if they didn't get rid of what they called Common Core, I think there would have been mayhem within the schools because I'm sure, as you guys know, just looking through it and with young children, the way that they teach math today is totally different than the way that they taught math, 10, 20 years ago.
Yeah, it's enough to make me not want to have kids today.
Hey, Todd.
Yep.
Yeah.
Have you watched McMillions?
Yes, I've watched.
Jerry kind of resembles Uncle Jerry, no? A little bit.
Yeah.
That's funny.
But
where is
that's such a
Michael
good
Tyson?
show. That's such a good show.
What's up, Jerry? Where is
He's
Michael
at the beach at Wolf.
Mike, what is your favorite charity?
My favorite charity?
Or a charity that's close to your heart?
Oh, that's a tough question. I got to think about that.
Right now,
I don't want to call anybody out. I don't want to call any. I can't. I don't want to call anybody
5,
out. And
4.
I can't.
3.
Right now, the first thing that pops to my mind is LLS.
What is it?
LLS.
Leukemia Lymphoma Society.
Okay, Mike Bloomfield, will you sponsor my $100 donation if Mike jumps in the water right now?
Yeah.
$200. Let's go.
I'll tell you what. I'll make that donation.
Ryan Miller, you're in for 100.
I'm in for 100.
300, Mike. What do you?
I'm in.
Gotham Trinity Productions in for 100.
Okay, so $300 and what? I gotta jump in the water.
You got
Hold on.
Moss, I want full head under though.
No.
No.
He has to swim out, not just up to his ankles.
Because he was about to jump in with his shoes on and say he jumped in the water.
No, I want the phone.
Wait, George said he's gonna max, so we're up to $500 right now.
Is this a record on Midday with Moss?
It
Yes.
is. It's a record on all programming.
No,
Mike, we
Paul
can't go to
Newman
the
only
program.
2,500.
You heard of the polar bear challenge? This is like the chunky dunk.
The chunky dunk. Okay. Stand by.
Chunky dunk. I thought he was husky.
Is he
Hold
doing
on.
it? Oh my god, I can't believe
No,
it.
everything.
500 to
Mike,
LLA.
Mike, wait.
No,
Hold on
no,
a
it's not everything. I'm not going past my waist.
No, you're diving in.
Sexy. I got some sexy boxers on.
Where's the dog? Where's
Okay.
the dog?
He was
Dog's right
walking
next to
himself.
It's in the old movie Vacation when the dog's off the leash and the cop pulls him over.
All right. All right.
Oh no.
Full
Put him
screen,
full
screen,
screen.
please.
We need a better
Remove
view.
that thing.
Remove it.
Yeah, you can't see the water.
Get the hair wet. I'm in with George. Get the hair wet.
Mike,
Yeah,
we
you
can't see you.
That's a beautiful view of the rocks.
Is
Does
he not
know
bringing
he's
his
not
phone with
free
him?
at all?
This isn't Mike.
That's him. There he is.
There's the dog.
There's the dog.
Where
The
is
dog's
he?
in,
He's not even in his own friggin' frame. What
and he calls
videographer is he?
himself a freaking great.
I ain't giving him money if I can't see it.
No, definitely not. He's gonna come back with wet hair, and that's it.
Ryan, by the way, that's my business partner, Mike. Did you meet him yet or no?
Yeah, I actually met with you and Mike.
Where
That's
is
right.
he?
Yeah,
We
it's the
Yeah.
two
can't
of
see
us,
him.
that's right.
What an idiot! Why would you do this?
Imagine someone steals his phone.
That would be great. At least we'd be able to tell him where it is.
Well, the dog
be
just
able to
there he
see
is.
it.
What is he doing?
That was a hard no, I guess.
That's
Out the water.
He
I
is
was
a
looking for the
large.
phone. Hold up. All right, let's see. I'm trying
Are
to
you
think of the best way
going-
to do this without.
Wait. Take the AirPods
just-
off. Those are not waterproof.
Mike, maybe.
I'm not dunking my head.
Mike,
Yes, you
I'm
are.
gonna go. I'm gonna. Yeah, I'm taking my shoes off. I'm taking my pants off. I'm gonna run in.
whoa. This is not Gotham After Dark. We don't want to make it a small episode.
Oh,
The water is very cold.
God, you know
Come
it's
on.
beautiful down there.
It is.
George said you have to wet the hair.
Mike, I need that hair wet, man.
Yeah.
I'm not wetting the hair. I'm not wetting the hair. But
I
I'll
think
go
the
in.
water is scarier than COVID.
Oh,
Oh my God.
Yeah,
I thought he. Oh, I thought he.
almost. Well, I'm in now.
Careful, Mike.
this is not in your feet. I would do that.
I'm trying to get deeper. You say go in the
You
water.
had,
I'm
you
in the
should have
water.
just
Step
ran
out.
in from the sand. You're making it harder on yourself.
He's
Mike-
gonna fall. We're just gonna see a dead
Don't just
Mike.
jump.
Can we get a pan down? Could you tilt down? How far into the water are you?
Yeah, let us see your feet.
He's not. He's not.
He's not even in
He's
problem.
not even in the water. He's on
He's
rock.
on the rocks. That was cute.
Where's your dog?
He's,
Behind me.
Is there a
He's around.
shark? Be careful.
you're an idiot.
I hope this
What?
doesn't go bad.
You imagine a shark comes out and fucking eats him?
He's gonna flip or something.
Right, Mike.
That
Todd
water
calls
looks
me
clear,
an
Mike.
idiot, and we just see a great white. Just take him.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
A great white, just
Wow.
take him. Oh,
Like
maybe this wasn't a good
Sharknado
idea.
occurs.
Mike,
What's
just
that?
be careful.
Where is
Oh, yeah.
this? Wolf spawn?
Yeah, like around that area.
I don't know what he's doing. He should have just
I
ran in.
don't
This
either.
is
He should
much.
just ran in.
I think we should videotape this. You should probably get Della Grazy to do something.
mu-
Who?
Aw, hey buddy.
There's the papa.
Oh,
There's
there's
the
the
pupper.
puppy. Oh, Brucey.
All right. Okay.
Ice. Go ahead.
All right. Let me look.
What? Are you
Oh,
kidding? Oh, I thought we lost him. I was
Okay,
like, are
so
you
there's the
kidding?
beach.
Okay.
There's the beach.
This is not
I'm
count as
in
in.
the water.
You're not in the water, dude.
You wouldn't-
Don't
you wouldn't
scam
think-
us.
So
You're
in the
scamming
water. What are you
LOS.
talking about?
This
How many
doesn't
millions of
count.
people do we have?
We have
What?
13 million.
Wow.
Mike, we see the rocks
13
behind you.
He's gonna trip and fall and hit his head on a friggin' rock.
That's what I
I
said.
know that now I'm nervous
All
for him.
Okay. So realistically, I'm gonna drop my pants. I'm gonna come back in. I'm gonna come up to my waist. Not dunking my head.
All right, hold on.
LLS.
Hold on. I think we need to get a video. I think we need to do this the
I'm
right
gonna
way.
set the camera up.
I think. Okay, yeah, we want to watch.
What was this whole
Right,
thing
I know.
for?
No, you
He'll
are
set
gonna
it up.
watch. I'm gonna set it up. I'm gonna set it up. I'm gonna drop my pants, and I'm gonna run in.
Christina, cover your eyes.
I'm only running up to. I'm not ducking my head. I'm going up to my boxes.
Oh,
so at
Mike,
least my knees.
Nicole's on now. She's got to cover her eyes. Yeah, no, there's definitely no lifeguard, George.
Mike,
What is he doing? Now
Mike,
where is he?
Mike, you want to come back and do this tomorrow?
Might be his dog.
Tripod.
I respect the effort.
Okay. Hold on. No, I'm going to do it right now.
Oh, he's doing this.
Hold on.
Do it right now.
I'm doing it. He keeps talking about it. A whole lot of talk, a whole lot of nothing.
It's an Impractical Jokers prank or something.
Essentially, that's what it is.
Nicole says he's going to get a disease going now.
I'm just going up to my knees, so I don't want to hear
No,
anything.
your knees don't count.
Oh, waist. It's got to be the waist.
At least wait, where are we now? Now we got nothing.
Great.
He's really messing. He had the opportunity for $500.
Yeah. Well, what was that water
And there's-
on the rock for?
He's going to get disease going in that water. That's funny. Oh, Nicole. Your wife's sweet.
Oh wait, I think he's back. Hold on. Okay,
He's full screen.
Imagine like you see him and all of a sudden a shark comes out and gets him.
I like it. Hold on. All right, here we go.
All right, wait.
You gotta do, yeah. If it's
It's
knees
a lie.
only,
It's-
we're only giving 25. You gotta at least jump in and get your whole body wet.
I'm not getting my whole body wet. That's not happening.
What? Well, all right.
Not getting my whole body wet.
All right,
It's
just
cold
the
out
top
there,
half
huh?
get wet.
Just okay. Top half
No,
50 degrees right now.
Dunk myself upside down. Fuck out of here.
Up to
Let's
the
go.
belly button.
to the belly button.
To the belly button. Okay.
George says knees. I do $25.
All right. Tell you what. To the belly button, and when you get out, you gotta do angels in the sand.
I'm coming up right to here. I'm not doing angels. Let's get this straight. I'm coming right up to here.
His dog's like, what?
Yeah, his dog's like, what the fuck?
All right, so are we doing this?
Are
No,
you
no,
doing
right to here. Let's get
All
the
right.
let's get the
Mas,
confirmation.
Mas, are you there? But we
I'm
gotta
here.
wait for Mas to come back.
I'm here.
Where were you? He just popped
I,
up.
I was just leaning back.
All right, what are we doing? So $100 each, 2 LLS. He's going into his belly button.
That's fine. Get the website sent it out.
All right, and then
So
you're
we're
going.
all confirmed,
Wait.
right?
Yeah. All right. Let me. All right. To the shoulders.
No to the shoulders. We're going right here. I'm not getting my hoodie wet. I gotta go home
Take
with
the
some
hoodie
type of
off.
clothes. Fuck you in the hoodie. I gotta go home with some type of clothes. So I'm going right here.
right.
So you doing it or not? Put your money where your
Yeah,
mouth is.
I said we
I'm
were
not
talking
doing
about.
it. Let's go.
Are we doing sand
Money,
angels?
it's fine.
I'm
No.
doing sand angels.
Sandy,
I'm
Let's
not
go.
doing sand angels.
Take the
All right, we
phone.
doing this?
All right,
I'm not gonna take
Yeah, let's do this.
do it.
Let's do it.
Run.
Do it.
Yeah,
man.
I'm in.
All right, we're good. Go.
I'm in.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
Maybe the
the dog's like, don't do it, Dad. Don't do it.
There's still time. Why don't you
I
just
think
take this call?
He should have took the phone.
Yeah, it's 50 degrees right now. It feels like it's 45. I
That
give
water's
him credit.
freezing. Are you kidding me?
Oh, he's actually in the fucking water. Look at him.
The best part is Mike would never do this. I love you, Nicole.
Why would I do this? I would just donate the 500 not to do it.
You think he's regretting it yet?
No, I'm not regretting.
Look at George.
He
He
still
just
hears
got-
us.
He's definitely got turtle people.
You gotta keep going. You're not far
You're not
enough
up
yet.
to the jewels, man.
All right, wait. He's getting.
There he is. There he is. He's got it. There he goes.
Yay!
Yeah.
He did it.
All right, I gotta donate. Hold on.
Oh.
Put the
Hello.
link up. Put the link up.
Leukemia Lymphoma Society.
Yeah, LS.
Is there a
Yeah, give
Staten
me-
Island branch we donate
Trinity
to?
Productions.
Give me the link and we'll click on it.
Wait, I'm doing it now.
LLS NYC. Yeah.
Wherever
It's
you are.
LLS NYC.
Yeah, LLS.org/New York City. And then do it. I think we have a page.
All right, give us the link. I'll do it right now.
All right, stand by, please.
I
Come here,
think
let me
this is
see
a new
those
segment of the
disgusting-
show.
Let me see those disgusting legs now.
He's
Will
probably so cold.
Yes,
Moss,
it's
for
cold.
$100, will you go into Home Depot and talk to Joey?
Wait
For
a minute.
100, I'll
I'll do
talk to him.
that
For
too.
1,000, I'll kiss him on the lips.
Ooh.
Oh!
What charity? Call Bingy?
Oh, yeah, I'm a little impartial.
All right, I'll do Call Bingy. If you do Midday from Home Depot tomorrow and going and talk to basically broadcast from the paint booth, I will donate $100 to Call Bingy.
Listen, all
He's got to tap
fundraising-
into that Wi-Fi.
Mike,
Ooh, he's back. Good job, Mike.
is it cold?
Thank you.
How's the
It's
water?
all right. I mean, I've gotten in colder water before. All right, so here are my legs. They're wet.
Is that what you're showing?
All right, we good?
We're good.
Yeah.
Donate that
Ju-
money. Got
Send
the
me the
money to
link.
productions.
I'm doing it right now. Come on, send us the link, Todd.
I'm trying to figure it out. I don't think we have a page actually, so just donate on your own.
So I'm on, but we need it for other people. Everyone donate. So hold on.
Right.
So I'll edit this
Hold on.
now.
I had a 4 o'clock another meeting with a client that I blew off.
Just so we can watch this. That's it. LLS.org/New York NYC will convert you to this. All right,
Yeah.
I'm making a donation right now. I'm donating $100. Oh, search company name if you're employer. Will you match it? Gotham Trinity Production. No, you guys don't match. Personalize your gift as a tribute.
went in.
Yes. In memory, no, not in
Yes.
honor of.
Mike.
No.
Mike,
In honor of Gotham Trinity Productions.
Yes.
Graz, you became you're like a local celebrity now. It's like, almost when people fly on planes to look for, I won't say what.
I don't know. But I don't know what's funnier, me going in or me now walking back into my house. Well, actually, it's my backyard is the beach, so I'm not going that far. So, but me walking back to my house in my boxer shorts.
Your girlfriends would be like, "What happened out there?"
I lost my pants. Bruce.
I met someone on the beach.
I met somebody in the beach.
I
had
was
some
dared.
fun.
Shock
I
stolen.
was dared.
All right, here we go.
This is all
Hold on.
thanks to what's his face. This is all Moss did the
I made mine.
I would love to. Could you send me the link? Email me the
coming
link.
up.
Okay. You put it in there, but you can't click it on the comments.
You can't?
It's not in the
I'll
comments.
email it to you.
Email it to me.
here.
Guys, I have a 4 o'clock meeting, unfortunately, that I'm now late
All right.
for.
God bless.
So
All right, so don't forget about the other guy that said he was going to match the two of you to make it. I want them to get the full 500.
He said he was doing it. If George is a man of his word, if George said he's doing it, he's doing
All right,
it.
cool.
I just I put
Also-
it in the comments for those of you that are watching. If you want to hop onto Leukemia Lymphoma Society, please give a donation. We love them. We've done a lot of work with them. I know Moss has as well. They're really good people over there.
They are.
And actually, this is you know what's funny is that this is very fitting because the Staten Island representative for the event this past fall in October, who was on CSI, Gianna Persico, just graduated from nursing school. So congratulations.
Congratulations, Gianna.
Yeah, that she
I
just
thought she-
announced her mom just announced that on Face Libra. So that's very exciting. Good for
That's great.
Gianna.
Congratulations.
So, Ryan, where else would you go on a show, be a guest, and the money be donated to a different not-for-profit than yours?
Yeah,
Right,
so
Bruce,
yeah, it's
Bruce, come here.
that's pretty cool.
Bruce, come here.
Actually.
What, Ryan? What are
And,
you willing to do tomorrow for us to donate to the charter schools?
All right. If Moss comes on and is actually on time during my next meeting, then
I'm always
I'll-
on.
Respectfully, I was on time for my own show. My
George
show
put it in
starts
his
when
comment.
I come on.
Oh, look at George. He got a confirmation. Look at that.
Yep, George donated.
Oh, nice, George.
That's awesome.
So that's all right. So that's
Wait,
300.
Massimo
Where's
is
the other
going
two?
through Country Donuts gift cards. I think he's donating gift cards to the LLS.
I don't know what my credit card is. I'm looking for what I use.
Wait, so Mike, so that's you, Moss, and him. That's 300. Where's the other two?
No, it's
I'm
me.
doing mine. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm doing mine
Ryan,
right now. Hang
Okay.
on a second.
Moss, Gotham Trinity Productions, and George. That's
Yeah.
500.
Nice. How you
Yeah, you
doing?
just went in the water and you have to give up $50 of your own money for that.
That's all right. That's all fine. Yeah.
You know what I have to do? I have to go to my office today. Well, if I go to my office, will you guys
How you
donate
doing?
money to Meals on Wheels if I leave my house?
Don't mind me. I just I went for a swim. I'm on a talk show. I went on a swim for charity. So I just they dared me to go into the water for charity. So that's why. Yeah, no, that's why I'm here in my business.
It might be-
No, you're not getting away. You know, I'm just letting you know why I'm on the beach in my sexy body.
That's so good.
What are you showing?
That's his receipt. I'm trying to. I'm having some issues right now.
Yeah.
I'll
do it.
It's the receipt paid.
Yeah. He
I
paid
was bringing up my credit card
Wait,
right
Moss,
now.
you did $1,000.
I did.
Oh shit! I'll go back in.
Moss is like, holy shit, right now.
Yeah,
What I just do?
100, 1,000. What's the difference? It's only money.
I'm
Exactly.
on a talk show. Oh my God.
I'm on a talk show. Yeah, I'm on Kelly and Ryan. They're live right now.
I'm talking to Carson Daly right now.
I'm on Bloomy and Moss.
You see it?
Bloomy and Moss in the
got it.
afternoon.
What the fuck?
You see it?
Yep, we got it.
Done. All right, folks.
All right, we're ending the show. So thank
Ryan,
you very much.
Great job, bro.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah,
I
great
appreciate
job,
it.
Mike.
Take it
Thank
easy,
you,
guys.
thank you.
Bye.
Right.
Here comes the credit card. I'm going to send it in now.
You can say goodbye. It's your show, Moss.
I'd like to thank our guest, Principal Mellis. Principal Mellis. Sounds so official. Our good friend Ryan from the Executive Club. On behalf of myself, Chris, Mike, Bloomy, and Todd Bavona. Don't forget to check us out, Facebook. Tonight, 10 o'clock, Gotham After Dark. If you're one of the 10 guests, we're sorry. You're going to be stuck in the green room for most of the show. But outside of that, we have a great lineup for you. We'll see you guys tonight, Gotham After Dark, 10 o'clock. It's Monday, so Todd will be there because he doesn't do Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Moss, can I just say also one thing? Just if anybody knows anybody that's high school age, kind of getting lost a little bit, reach out. I kind of talked a little bit before you got on, Moss, about the program. So if you if you are really seeing some of the struggles in a bigger high school, maybe you need a little more social emotional support. The smaller school building. I mean, come check us out. Come visit us. Give me a call. Go on our website, newventurescharter.org. I'd love to be able to help you out. We're going to have a lot of graduates come June, so we should have a lot of open seats in the near future. Thank you, Mike.
All right, guys. Thank you so much.
I'll throw a link to the school in the comments as well.
I appreciate it, Mike. Thank you.
Thank you so much, guys. Get that link up, and we'll see you guys all soon. Don't forget, tune in tonight, 10 o'clock, Gotham After Dark. Todd, Mike, look at that.
Bye.
Thanks.